Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and this is 5 Fast Knife Reviews, starting the list off with the new Kizer Yorkie. This one is an M390, and it is a thumb stud version. Now, the original one was a flipper only. Now, this is basically this micarta. I think it's like a paper micarta. Feels very similar to G10. However, this knife is really awesome. I really like this thing. Oh yeah, also, they just recently dropped on MOJAVE Outdoors. If you want to save yourself 10% off, you can use my discount code Neeves Knives. I link all that stuff down in the description. But the thumb stud action on this is incredible. Very solid detent. Basically a fall shut action. And it does have a titanium milled pocket clip that works very, very well. Beautiful satin finish. I know it's a little dirty. I had it at work today, so excuse the dirtiness, but it does have a beautiful satin on there. And the micarta, because this is a micarta, it's like a paper micarta. It feels very similar to G10, but it's not bad though. It's light. It feels very solid. It's super, super smooth, very snappy. The access to the lock bar is extremely well done. Like, it has a lot of great attributes to a simple little knife, and that's what I love about it. 4-finger grip, nice, comfortable 4-finger grip. Good geometry, does get nice and thin behind the edge. It is a Ray Laconico design. And you guys know Ray Laconico, if you know. He likes to do very simple designs just like this, but they're extremely useful and great functional little knives, or knives, period, because he does make big ones too. But this is a great example. Now, another little knife is the Urban Buoy, the Kizer Urban Buoy. This is a Dirk Pinkerton design. Now, Dirk Pinkerton really loves to do Wharncliffes and basically Wharncliffes or sheep's foot blades, but sometimes he likes to come out with some trailing points and blade shapes like that. Now, this one is a little Buoy blade, and it is a small little knife. And normally, I'm not into Buoy blades, but this thing is pretty awesome. The reverse flicking action is absolute perfection. Right or left hand, super easy, and it is fall shut action. Nice jimping, placed in all the right places. So when you do have a grip, you have this nice jimping right there. Lots of traction. You can get a 4-finger grip, but you do have to cram yourself up here. Otherwise, it's a 3-finger grip. But because of the really nice, really good quality micarta, you really lock it in. You know, you got the jimping, like I said, in all the right places. So it really locks you in. It is a slicey little blade. You can use the buoy or the clip part of the buoy to put your finger on, you know, if you're going to use the belly to slice things open and go around things. 154 cm. Very smooth action. Thumb stud action works really good. Detent is so solid. Good access to the lock bar. And it does have a deep carry reversible clip that's inset with flat screws. Awesome. That's really, really nice to have. So this is a very well done one. And if you like clip point blades, you're probably going to love this. It is extremely well done. Next, I recently got the Artisan Mini Ariana from White Mountain Knives. Now, I thought there was a mistake, but I guess they sent it to me, which is really awesome. So thank you to them. I do have a 10% discount code with White Mountain Knives now, finally. I did have the big version of this knife already, but one of my biggest complaints about the large version was there was no cut out to the lock bar. You know, it's fine, but you have to squeeze in there and get it. But I love this knife. It's a fantastic knife, very comfortable in the hand. Now on this one, this is a full titanium S35VN version. This one is micarta and titanium. But the one good thing is they put that cutout on the lock bar access. So that is really nice. And this thing, since I opened it up, it has only gotten smoother and smoother and smoother. I really like the action on it. It felt not gritty, but I don't want to say gritty, but it did feel like it needed some break-in time, and it quickly broke in. I get a full 4-finger grip. It is a small knife, but extremely useful, simple design, simple blade shape, drop point blade, super useful, especially for the size. You know, it makes sense. You know, everything from the ergos to the blade, the geometry. It does have micro milling on the titanium. That might be hard to pick up on the camera, but there is micro milling. Inside, there is no milling on the inside, so it's just, you know, it's not heavy or anything, but it is a solid little knife. It is riding on ceramic caged bearings, and it's nice and comfortable in the hand. I have not sharpened this one yet, but it came with a very good edge for a factory edge. Next is the Sativian ST106. Pretty much anything Sativian does is very budget friendly, under $30, but extremely well done. If you don't have a lot of money, but you want a good quality knife, this is a great place to go. Sativian knives, they are extremely well done. They have high-end action. In this case, we have D2 and micarta. This is a black micarta. It's not high-end micarta or anything like that, but it's okay. It's decent. Good ergo, super comfortable in the hand, and great blade shape, you know, for working and just, you know, regular, I guess, everyday work that you would do with a knife. This blade shape grind and ergos will get by very nicely. It does have a deep carry clip that's not reversible. And it has this jimping back here that you would think would irritate you, but it actually doesn't at all. It kind of just locks you in. You can kind of put your finger up there too. You do have some jimping on the spine to lock you in. The geometry's pretty decent. It does get down to a pretty thin edge. And the access to the lock bar is really good. Fall shut action. Perfect detent. The thumb studs are a little tight to the scales, but you can easily still use them. Reverse flick or thumb flick. Detent on the flipping action is amazing. Detent is nice and early, so it's easy to get past. It's just so good for the price. Yeah, I mean, when you feel it, I mean, a lot of people that buy high-end knives, when they feel knives like this, they start thinking about their purchases because it is extremely well done for the price. Next is the SRM 9201, which is an access lock, super lightweight. I can't express that enough. This is insanely light. You have the whole deployment, so you can thumb flick or reverse flick. It has G10 scales, and it is nice and comfortable in the hand. It is really comfortable, but you can't help but feel how light it is. It is extremely lightweight. The liners, it does have full liners, but they go like this down the side. You can kind of see that inside there. Access lock, super solid, no play any direction, which is really nice because a lot of access locks wind up getting some blade rock. This one's super solid, nice and smooth on phosphor bronze washers. And it has good geometry for this clip point blade, nice and thin behind the edge, slices really good, and the blade steel is D2, but it is coated, so you're not going to have to worry about corrosion. We have a nice blue pivot collar, deep carry that is inset, but has button screws. So, but I didn't really notice them getting in the way, and it is reversible, by the way. The access lock, or whatever they call their access lock, is easy to get to. It has a little bit of texturing on the faces of it, so you can really feel the grippiness to it. And the G10 has a nice grippiness to it too. These are extremely, extremely affordable as well. So if you're looking for a solid locking knife like an access lock, these are really, really good to get into. Like I said, super budget friendly, but very, very good quality. Now, we're going to show one more. I know this was a 5 fast and we already hit 5, but we're going to do one more just because I got to bring it up. I got to bring this one up. The Steel Will Plague Doctor. This thing has surprised me so much how good it is. Now it is on phosphor bronze washers, but it has nice big phosphor bronze washers. You can see them in there. Nice big phosphor bronze washers. The detent is super solid. And I guess with this cutout, it gives you more leverage into the flipper tab. But when you deploy this thing, it rockets out. The detent is super solid. I mean, it bangs out. Then the ergos, looking at it, you wouldn't think this thing would be so comfortable. Maybe you can see it, but it is extremely comfortable in the hand. Just watch how my hand melts around this thing. It melts into your hand. It is so comfortable. And the blade, especially when I put my thumb on the back, it's basically leaning towards what you're aiming at, which is really nice. So when you're like pushing through a cut, you know, you don't have to change angles or anything. It's just automatically aiming there. Then you have this placement right there where you can wrap your middle finger around right there and use this spot for the meat of your hand. And it's super comfortable for the push cuts. So the grips and the ergos you get from this are really nice. Now it is on phosphor bronze, so it's not drop shutty at all. It is more of a solid feeling knife where, you know, like I said, phosphor bronze washers, nice tight action, but the deployment, you wouldn't expect it, but dang it, this thing rockets out. I mean, it's surprisingly good. And the ergos, like I said, just melt in your hand. Now, the access to the lock bar is also pretty good. It's not the best, but it's good. It's okay. Like I said, not drop shutty. You can let it drop if if you try to force it. Like if I go like that, I can drop it. Now the clip, not the best looking clip, but it does work. It works just fine. And in the hand, you don't feel it at all whatsoever. I don't even notice there's a clip on this knife at all. It's, I think that was well thought out, the way they placed it. You know, normally when you place it on the side like this, it's normally a little bit of an issue, but in this case, it works great. Grippy G10. And it is D2 steel that is coated, so you're not gonna have to worry about the rust, and it does have good geometry, beautiful blade shape, and it has an awesome name. The Steel Will Plague Doctor. Oh yeah, here's the backspacer too, forgot to show that. But there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.